Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's cease and desist letter, more price increases predicted, Tesla's stock split, and more, so let's get into it. And a special thanks to Charity Stars for sponsoring a portion of this video. Go to charitystars.com/Ryan Shaw to enter for your chance to win a Tesla Model 3 Performance. First up today, Tesla is making big moves for superchargers over in Canada. Tesla is doubling their supercharger design team in an effort to build more supercharger stations there, something they're trying to do all over the place. At this point, more and more people are realizing how valuable Tesla's supercharger network is. Other cars have to use third-party networks, and for now, Teslas have the exclusive ability to use thousands of superchargers. Tesla's design lead for supercharging in Canada posted on LinkedIn saying, "Designing and building EV infrastructure in Canada is a special thing. 1, we're a great big country with a lot of roads. 2, Canadians are transitioning to EVs at a rapid rate, world class in fact. 3, on occasion it can get chilly and we see a couple snowflakes. This is why Tesla is doubling our specialized Canadian team to lead the charge from coast to coast. Check out the multiple roles available linked to my profile. Looking at the jobs, it's clear that these roles all involve implementation of chargers. There are jobs involving construction feasibility, site layout, electric utility service requests, site permitting, cost control, project closeout documentation, and more. This effort should see the introduction of many more superchargers in Canada, which currently is actually fairly light on where stations are currently planned. This is great to see, and it will be a big piece to watch as Tesla continues to grow their network and ultimately open up chargers to all EVs. Next up today, Tesla has secured a huge new deal with LG Innotek. This time, it's a $749.9 million deal for camera modules. It's unclear which vehicles or potentially devices these cameras are for, but sources say that they will be specifically for vehicles built at Giga Texas. Right now, this means the Model Y, but long term, it will also mean the Model Y, Cybertruck, Model 3, and Semi. Neither Tesla nor LG have commented officially on this deal, but this comes after a much larger deal was revealed between Tesla and Samsung. Back in June, it was rumored that Samsung won a multi-billion-dollar deal worth between $3.2 and $4 billion to supply camera modules to Tesla. This deal would be for Samsung 4.0 cameras, and this deal was specifically linked to news around Cybertruck production. However, sources for the Samsung deal said over the next few years, Samsung will be supplying its latest camera modules to be installed on Tesla Model 3 sedan, Model S sedan, Model X SUV, and Model Y crossover, as well as electric trucks such as the Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi. Tesla has been working on hardware 4.0 for some time now, which would be an updated version of the autopilot hardware and cameras that ship in every car, so both of these deals could be contributing to this. At this point, it's unclear if Tesla is simply adding another supplier into the mix or planning to replace Samsung with LG. I would guess that they are diversifying to ensure they can receive as many cameras as possible to keep up with their production rate in the years to come. They do this to the extreme when it comes to batteries and other components, so having multiple camera supply deals will make a lot of sense for them. Either way, it's just one of hundreds of deals we'll be hearing about in the years to come. Next up today, Tesla's demand, production rates, price increases, price drops, and lead times are always changing. There is always tons of speculation in this regard, and what we saw over the past year was a constant onslaught of price increases from Tesla. The Model Y price increased by over $16,000 since the start of 2021, and there are many factors here. To a degree, Tesla is raising prices because they can, and people will keep buying. Then inflation is at play, along with intense supplier constraints. Tesla got the most press for constantly raising the price on the cars they claimed to want to make more affordable, while others weren't. Many, including Ford executives, were calling Tesla out for raising their prices. However, what's becoming clear now is that the real reason they were raising them, while others weren't, is because of the intensity of their order backlog. Tesla was pricing their cars for when they will be built, sometimes a year into the future, and making a prediction as to where they expect supply chain costs to rise. Now we're seeing other brands finally catch up. Recently, after delivering less than 5,000 F-150 Lightnings, Ford announced that they are going to increase the price by up to $8,500. The reasoning? Significant material cost increases and other factors. Just a couple days ago, Ford did this again with the Mach-E. Ford has reopened orders for the Mustang Mach-E and updated colors, ranges, and of course, pricing. Sorry, Mark, you had to do it too. The Mustang Mach-E has increased in price all across all specs. The select rear-wheel drive standard range model is now $3,000 more expensive, and the California Route 1 all-wheel drive extended range model has increased by a whopping $8,100. That brings that car up to $63,575, nearly the price of a Model Y. Previously, there was a much bigger gap here, but they have had to raise their prices, like the rest of the industry and Tesla. The biggest surprise to me is the GT all-wheel drive standard range, coming in at $69,895, a $7,900 increase. That's pretty pricey for a standard range vehicle. Even the destination and delivery fee went up $200. Over at Rivian, it's pretty well known that they increased their prices significantly as well. It's unfortunate to see price increases like this from any brand, and especially on compelling EVs. We want these cars to be cheaper, but it's a process to get there. Demand is only growing, and commodities need to catch up. At the same time, these increases are finally being seen from other brands, as Tesla predicted and priced for months ago. Elon Musk has been talking about Tesla's ability to lower prices. On July 15th, he said, "If inflation calms down, we can lower prices for cars." Then on July 28th, he followed up saying inflation might be trending down. More Tesla commodity prices are trending down than up for what it's worth. The assumption here, based on his previous tweet, is that if prices are trending down and inflation is cooling a bit, Tesla should be able to lower their prices. That, coupled with the timing of the tax credit in 2023, would make some want to wait to order their Tesla. If you wait to order until 2023, you should be guaranteed the $7,500 tax credit on certain Tesla configurations, and you'll probably pay a lower price on top of that, right? Well, when asked, are prices for a Tesla going to increase, Elon said too early to say for sure. On top of this, a new report is saying that Tesla is likely to increase their prices again come September. We'll get there in just a minute. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Charity Stars. We've partnered with Charity Stars to give you a chance to win a Tesla Model 3 Performance. Charity Stars is a groundbreaking fundraising platform that helps raise money for charitable causes. Donations for this sweepstakes will benefit Guardian Group, a charity that prevents and disrupts human trafficking. The Tesla Model 3 Performance is a 5-seater that boasts an impressive range of 315 miles. With a top speed of 162 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, it's also one of the quickest EVs on the road. It has a 15-inch center touchscreen, 15-speaker premium audio system, and in-car internet and video streaming. 21-inch Uber turbine wheels, performance brakes, and a carbon fiber spoiler offer enhanced aerodynamics and handling for ultimate driving control both on and off the track. To enter for your chance to win this Model 3 Performance, visit CharityStars.com/RyanShaw and use the code RyanShaw at checkout to get 500 free entries on your purchase. Again, that's CharityStars.com/RyanShaw and use the code RyanShaw for 500 free entries on your purchase. Keep in mind this is speculation and anything could happen, but according to industry sources in China, speaking with DigiTimes, quote, Tesla is expected to significantly boost its EV shipments starting September, with its component suppliers already feeling increasing pull-in momentum from the vendor. With the increased volume coming out of Giga Shanghai after recent expansion, boosted capacity at Giga Texas set to be at 70% of current installation, and Giga Berlin reportedly ramping up beyond 1,000 vehicles per week, quote, adding that volume production pace at the two plants is expected to accelerate as components shortages continue to abate. So in the immediate, Tesla is ramping up significantly, which means suppliers must follow suit. In turn, they are having to raise costs, which will end up in Tesla's hands and then the consumer's hands. Quote, as some component suppliers have successfully raised their quotes following intensive talks with Tesla, market observers speculate that the EV vendor could further raise the unit prices for its vehicles by US $1,000 to $2,000 in September. Many have been hopeful that Tesla is finally at the peak of price increases and will be able to lower prices soon, but some see the opposite as coming true. At the same time, as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, Barron's is reporting that some major companies, including Tesla and Amazon, are likely to face higher tax bills. Quote, the tax set to take effect in 2023 imposes a 15% minimum tax rate on income as reported in GAAP financial statements. It applies to companies that report an average of more than $1 billion of pre-tax profits for 3 years. Tesla will likely qualify for this since from 2020 to 2022, they had an estimated profit of $7.2 billion. There are a number of companies that would be included included here, and there's much more detail to look into, but these are two big factors that could lead to Tesla having to raise their prices. So this begs the question that seems to come up all the time: if you're ready to buy a Tesla, should you buy now? The complicated thing here is the EV part of the recently passed Inflation Reduction Act. If this weren't in place at all, I'd potentially recommend ordering now before prices increase more, but it's still unclear on both fronts there. For the tax credit, there is yet to be an official confirmation of which EVs truly apply for the full $7,500 tax credit, but the manufacturer cap has been removed. Instead, there are stricter requirements for the vehicles to be built in North America and use a certain percentage of materials from the US or countries with free trade agreements with the US. The assumption is that the Model Y will qualify, since the battery is sourced in the US, it's assembled in the US, and it qualifies as an SUV under $80,000. That would mean that if you order now and choose stock wheels based on Tesla's estimated delivery time, you'd be locking in today's price and qualify for the full tax credit, since Tesla estimates delivery in March to July of 2023. However, if you spec with induction wheels, you could take delivery in December of 2022, according to their estimates, and that wouldn't qualify for the tax credit. Sometimes as well, Tesla will just deliver cars early. We're in a very weird limbo period, and I wish I had a good answer. If I were ordering today, I might wait just a tad to see what happens with the tax credit. Even if prices rise $2,000 like some are predicting, if this car qualifies for $7,500 off, I'll come out on top. However, if I wait too long to order, I think we can expect Tesla's backlog to grow once the credit is confirmed for the Model Y, and you may have to wait a really long time. Also, there's the worst case scenario where for some reason it doesn't qualify, you waited to order, and now the car is $2,000 more expensive. So in that case, you might want to buy now. What do you think for timing though? Leave a comment below to let me know what you would do if you were trying to buy a Model Y today. Next up today, Tesla is taking legal action against Dan O'Dowd, who is currently running a smear campaign against Tesla's FSD beta. His campaign is about, quote, the dangers of Tesla's full self-driving software, and it shows footage of a Model 3 using the beta and hitting a dummy child. Tesla fans immediately proved this wrong by demonstrating the beta stopping for dummies and real people on the road all the time, but Electrek also found that in some of the test footage used by Dan, the FSD beta was not even active. There has been a lot of back and forth on this topic since the campaign launched, but a few months ago Elon Musk tweeted saying Tesla is building a hardcore litigation department where we directly initiate and execute lawsuits. The team will report directly to me. Please send 3 to 5 bullet points describing evidence of exceptional ability. My commitment: we will never seek victory in a just case against us, even if we will probably win. We will never surrender/settle an unjust case against us, even if we will probably lose. It looks like this team may have taken some shape because Tesla has officially sent a cease and desist letter to the Dawn Project and Dan O'Dowd himself. According to Electrek, quote, in the letter, Dina Eskin, Senior Director and Deputy General Counsel at Tesla, eviscerates O'Dowd for disseminating defamatory information to the public regarding the capabilities of Tesla's full self-driving technology. They specifically ask for the removal of videos for this, ask for a public retraction of false claims within 24 hours, ask them to disclose all sources of funding for the tests, and ask them to, quote, disclose all recognized regulatory agencies that endorsed your testing methodology and or results. The full letter is available online if you're interested in reading that full thing. O'Dowd does not plan to comply, so we may see some legal action coming up here from Tesla. It's good to see Tesla moving on this because with the removal of Tesla's PR department, there's often a lot of misinformation about Tesla's safety that gets spread around. This is a big one. While the FSD beta has its flaws, and the way Tesla has sold the FSD product and continuously delayed the release of city streets definitely deserves criticism, this campaign is not based on true safety results of the FSD beta. That perception could easily spread, so I'm very curious to see how Tesla handles this situation in the coming weeks and months. Next up today, Tesla officially processed their stock split this week. They split the stock 3-for-1 after closing at $891 per share on the previous day. That opened trading up right around $297 per share in the morning. So if you're worried about how low Tesla's stock price went this week, it was split in thirds. Right at the same time, some big analysts increased their price targets. Dan Ives tweeted saying, we are adjusting our pre-split $1,000 price target, $333 post-split, to $360, reflecting the 3-to-1 split, as well as improved production from Tesla out of its key China Gigafactory during the September quarter, with clear momentum heading into year-end. Maintain outperform rating. A summary posted by Sawyer Merritt of Ron Barron's recent Tesla comments said, "I love Tesla, made about 20 times our money. I think we're going to make 3 to 5 times our money again over the next 10 years. Over the next 10 years, I think Tesla is going to be the largest company in the world, and 10 years after that, I think it'll be challenged by SpaceX." At the same time as this, California is moving to ban the sale of gasoline-powered vehicles by 2035. This could mean that all newly sold vehicles at that time would need to be electric, and Tesla is better set up than anyone to offer a significant volume of EVs by that time. That does allow about 13 years for competition to catch up, so it'll be interesting to see what impact other brands can make in that time. I'm very excited to see heavy investment into EVs from major companies in the future. One thing that's potentially had an impact on Tesla's outlook for people is new reports of Giga Berlin increasing production capacity incredibly quickly. In June, it was reported that Giga Berlin reached a run rate of 1,000 Model Ys made in a single week. Now, only 2 months later, reports are saying Tesla is up to 1,500 Model Y units each week. Other reports say as high as 1,900. According to the German publication Tesla Mag, translated, quote, "As has now been heard from there, production has now reached 1,800 to 1,900 Model Y per week." They say that Tesla is planning to reach a rate of 2,000 a week by September, which would already be doubling what they achieved in June. After posting this article, they did post an update though, and that says, "Update, another source informed on Thursday said that production was last at 1,300 to a maximum of 1,500 Model Y per week." So these run rate reports should be taken with a grain of salt until Tesla confirms them, but it does appear confirmed from multiple sources that the factory is now able to switch between all currently available Tesla paint colors. Previously, we would mostly see black coming out of this factory. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the features Tesla is removing and adding to their cars, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.